Hey, how's it going, guys? And welcome back to another Stock Kings YouTube video. And today we'll be going over Sundial Growers Inc., ticker symbol SNDL. Now, we're going to be going over an SEC filing that SNDL has just reported, as well as some other news that makes me believe that they are gearing up to make some massive acquisitions in the near future. If you have any interest in SNDL, you're definitely going to want to stick around and hear more about that. But I will also be going over some potential price targets as well as my own technical analysis to give you guys some supports and resistances and help you plan out your trades on SNDL. But before I get into any of that, if you guys enjoy this content, please drop a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you know whenever we come out with new videos. I always appreciate the support on this channel. Thank you guys so much for that. And I also have my Instagram link down below where I post new details about this channel daily. So if you want to keep up a little bit more with what's going on with this channel, please go follow that. But we are here on the daily chart here on SNDL, here on TradingView. And as you can see, past price action, we have a very, very strong rejection off of this 200 EMA. We come all the way up, hitting a peak of around $4, and now we have a pretty substantial rundown. We reject off the 50 EMA again, come up to a peak of around 177. And now we come back down. We are now trading below the 50 EMA, trading at about 120. And now this stock has been getting pretty much murdered as of recently. And we'll be getting into a little bit of why this stock has been going down later in the video. But let's get right into some of these reasons why I believe that this stock is gearing up for a massive acquisition. Going over here to Sundial's full year fourth quarter 2020 financial and operational highlights. We have already gone over these on this channel, but there is something that I want to point out that is relevant to this acquisition. So we have them completing financial restructuring in 2020, eliminating $227 million aggregate principal amount of debt during 2020. So now Sundial is completely debt free. They have nothing holding them back, no debts that they have to pay. And as well, they went from 60.4 million of unrestricted cash on hand at December 31st, 2020 to now 719 million of unrestricted cash on hand at March 15th, 2021. We'll also be going over why I think they will be increasing this cash on hand in the next couple of years. But before I get into any of that, the reason why I think this is important for the acquisition is because with zero debt and this much cash on hand, they definitely have the money they need to go out and buy a significant company, significant amount of shares of a new company that will help them grow their business and completely take them to new heights. So once they do find the companies that they want to acquire, they definitely already have the cash that they need to go out and acquire these companies, which I believe is bullish news for Sundial. Now, going into a little bit why I think they will be increasing this over the next couple of years, we have SNDL offering a shelf offering, which for those of you who do not know what a shelf offering is, they have filed with the SEC an offering to offer a whole bunch of new shares, but instead of them filing a new SEC filing every time they want to issue shares, they have basically common shares on the shelf that they can go and distribute that to the market whenever they need to. So instead of them, let's say they want to issue shares, they would have to file with the SEC. They now have a bunch of shares that they can just pick from whenever they please. And in this filing, they are offering a total amount in US dollars of 800 million. So once all these shares are distributed to the public, they will be worth around 800 million, and they already have cash on hand of around 700 million. So this will increase their cash on hand to $1.5 billion. Excuse me. That is a huge amount of cash for them to go out and acquire a new company, especially having no debt. And this is unrestricted cash as well. So they are saying here that the use of these proceeds are, we intend to use these net proceeds, if any, from this offering for the financial of possible acquisitions of or investments in equipment, facilities, assets, equity, or debt of other businesses, products, or technologies, and for working capital and general corporate purposes. So they are definitely planning to use this cash on a new acquisition, which I think is definitely very, very bullish on this company. And this shelf offering is also one of the reasons that you see SNDL dropping in share price, because of this act being so dilutive. So they are adding more shares to the public, which makes the current shares that are already out in the public less valuable, because there is more of them. So this will send your shares, make them less valuable. You have less equity from your shares, which is why we see the drop in share price of SNDL. But for future growth, we see this as very bullish, as they are shoring up cash to acquire new businesses, which will send their revenue up as well. But another thing that we have talked about, and another reason that I see them acquiring a new company, is their joint venture with SAF. So they have jumped in a 50-50 joint venture with SAF Opportunities that will be called Sunstream Bancorp. And what SAF does is they kind of specialize in these investments in acquisitions, while SNDL will be more focused on their industry and improving that aspect of the business, while SEF can use kind of that capital. And SNDL has already put in $100 million to give to SEF to work on these investments. So this SPAC merger with SAF gives them kind of the ability to focus on these acquisitions and investments, while it gives SNDL the ability to focus on their industry and improving their products and kind of getting that geared up. While SAF, it's a good merger because they can both focus on what they are good at. But let's get right back into this chart here and kind of go over some technical analysis. We're here again on the daily chart here on SNDL, and we have supports here I like right around this area, and we can see price is already coming down to kind of test the support. We've tested it multiple times. We have pretty strong rejections off this support as well, and we can have resistance probably here. Based on this, we have a rejection off this resistance to come back down to this support, and then we also have another resistance at the peak here. Another key area to kind of be aware of, that I would definitely be aware of if you are a long-term investor here on the daily chart. And for our next resistance area, we could probably use 224. As you can see, we have a strong rejection off of this area. We could also use at the very peak around $4, which is a very, very strong rejection. As you can see, the high bearish candle running all the way back down after that rejection. And again, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. So please do your own due diligence on these trades. Sundial is a very volatile stock, so please trade based off of your own opinions and do your own research. But coming down below, if we do break this support here, I would like to take note that the 200 EMA is also a very, very strong support. As you can see, we have a break off the 200 EMA, and that is when we break up into all-time highs. So very strong support in this area as well. If you're looking for more short-term trades, we can go over to the 30-minute, kind of check this out as well. We are trading both below the 200 and the 50, and it looks like they're about to do a cross here. And we are trading in some oversold territory. So that is something to also be aware of. But for support in the 30-minute, we have our daily support just below here. However, it seems as though we have created support here on the 30-minute and resistance here at 125. So those are some key areas to kind of be aware of to get into some trades. And then I would like to see this area here, which was once a support, now breaking below, which becomes our next resistance. And then finally, I would like to see a break above the 200 EMA at 135. And then our next one would be here, which was once a support, breaking below, then becomes a resistance. So to kind of chart this out, let's hope for that today in the markets we respect the support. We come down to test. We do not break below. However, we continue to respect this support area. We will be coming up to our first price target here at 125. We then have our support just below this area. You can use this wick right here that I like as a stop loss. So if it does continue to go below the support, we will be taken out of this trade completely. You do not want to be in the trade at that point, as it will show bearish momentum. If we come up to our price target, we break above, we'll be taking a partial profit at this time, reducing our position and taking profits. So we will be then increasing our price target to around 130, which is our next resistance. Price will then be moved up to our past resistance, which is then becomes support. And then from here, we have a massive stop loss, and we want to reduce this, as this gives price the opportunity to come down and take us out at a loss. So ensure that you are trailing your stop loss either at a percentage of your position or based on candle structure as well. We then have a very significant resistance here at the 200 EMA. And once we come up to here, you'll again be taking partial profits. Price will then be moving up to our then created support. And again, we will be continuously trailing our stop loss, so moving that up as well. We then have our next price target here at 145. So we will be moving that up to there once we get a break of the 200 EMA as well as the 50 EMA. So be very cautious of this level as well. Price will then be at our then created support, and again continuously trail our stop loss here. We then have our final price target here at 154, so we'll be moving up to there, and then we have price coming up to 145, and again we are trailing our stop loss, reducing our position as we hit each resistance by taking partial profits, and also reducing risk by moving your stop loss. This is the best way to manage your trades and reduce risk. However, that is all the information I have on SNDL Sundial Growers Inc. But if you found value in this video, please drop a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you know whenever we come out with new videos. And also I have my Instagram linked down below if you would be interested in following that. But as always, guys, have an excellent day. Get some gains in the market today, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.